We're the largest snacking company in the world.
That everyone in the business is a leader and have a role to play.
So it just naturally made sense that, my career would progress.
And I wish someone had told me when I was in high school that that was an option.
It's all about maintaining relationships and
have such a wide array of academic backgrounds in the CCAS.
A strong network of women here to help you.
So who better to ask about a career in the defence industry than the people who work in it? Today I'm joined by Georgia and Jaden, who both have taken very different pathways to find very different roles in the defence industry. But what they do have in common is a passion for the industry, which they say is bursting with opportunity no matter what career you want to pursue. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So first of all, what qualifications or training do you both have? Georgia, I might start with you.
So I started off my role with my trade certificate actually. So I've got a trade certificate in engineering, mechanical, which basically means that I'm a qualified mechanical fitter and turner. Otherwise, my other qualifications have been training through defence for all my security qualifications.
Okay, great. So straight out of high school, did you go into like an apprenticeship type of role, or what was your journey straight out of high school? So
out of high school, didn't know what I wanted to do. I think that's quite a normal sort of situation to be in. So I did actually work retail for a few years and then got offered the pathway through an apprenticeship organisation. So took that and sort of saw where it led me and ended up at Axiom, which has been great. Oh, amazing. And what about yourself, Jaden?
So I guess I'm still studying at the moment. So I'm studying my degree in mechanical engineering and computer science. So I'm currently in my fourth year of study in that. I guess I don't have any actual qualifications as of yet, but I guess I'm already able to use my current studies to in my current job. So yeah.
Okay. And what's your current job?
So I'm working as an undergraduate integration engineer at Dematec Automation. So it's sort of just building on from my internship I had with them over the summer. Yeah. So it's sort of given me extra experience before I finish my degree.
Awesome. And is this what you've done straight out of high school?
Yeah, I moved straight into it. During high school, I always had an interest in this kind of thing. So it was always just what I wanted to aim for. So yeah, I'm loving it as I go.
On the right track. Sounds good. And what other sort of qualities or personal attributes do you think that you have that have helped you along the way, Georgia?
Especially being a female in a very male-dominated industry, having quite a strong personality at times can be very beneficial. You're obviously going to be questioned a little bit. That's just how the industry is, unfortunately. But it has played out really well and made me quite a strong person through it. So having a strong personality, being flexible and able to take on new bits of information and the new experiences that come out of it has been really important as well.
Yeah, amazing. And what about yourself, Jaden?
So I guess in engineering, obviously the real technical skills are very important, but also for me, something like persistence has been very useful. Because with engineering, you're solving problems. To get to the end of these problems, you have to always push to the very end to get through them. So I guess that's been very important for me. Yeah,
definitely. And so with your role, or the role that you're hoping to get, Jaden, is there a lot of opportunity for you to grow and progress in that? So where can it sort of lead you long term?
Oh, there's actually lots of areas to grow into. So I guess as an engineer, you're always going to be learning through your whole career. So you have to be able to learn to keep improving as you go. Things are always going to be changing. So there's lots of extra study you can do, or on the job training, that kind of thing. You're always going to keep pushing forward. So yeah.
For sure. And what about yourself, Georgia? By the sounds of things, you've already sort of skipped around to a few different sort of opportunities. So there's obviously a lot of, growth in your career so far. And then, do you see yourself growing even more?
Definitely. I always put a lot of thought into career growth and where I could possibly be. I mean, being quite young still, being in the position I'm in, you want to see some growth in the term of your employment. So through my security responsibilities, there's definitely a lot of growth there, and I'm looking into further education at the moment to move forward with that. But having that strong quality assurance background plays really well into a lot of different areas within the defence industry sort of field. So having that background and the knowledge helps grow that quite significantly.
Yeah, exactly. And so what made you choose the defence industry, Georgia? Like, you know, how did you sort of become to working in this industry?
I've always had an interest in the defence realm throughout school, having defence come and talk to us and share with us what they're actually involved in and what sort of projects they work on was really interesting. Yeah. I sort of fell into the industry, to be honest, and it's been such an amazing experience working on things that I never even knew about, let alone thought that I could be involved in. Has been amazing. I mean, we've got F-35s in the background here, and we do a lot of the machining for those, which I get to be involved in every day. So yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome. And I guess sometimes taking a couple of years after high school is not such a bad thing either, rather than rushing into something, you know, that you may not be interested in. Going and working in retail for a couple of years has probably set you in a good stead, because you finally, you know, sort of found something you were really interested in, and then look what's happened. It's sort of snowballed from there, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly right. By all means, I did not want to jump into something that I wasn't interested in and wasn't able to give 110% in. But I have to say, even working in retail, it's given me those customer service skills that I still use today with our much larger customers, to build those relationships up and make sure that we hit the mark on customer satisfaction every time.
Yeah, absolutely. You can take things out of all sort of part-time jobs, you know, while you're still at school or uni, or, you know, there's so much to be said for that. What about yourself, Jaden? Why did you choose the defence industry? I guess with engineering, you could go a million different ways. What made you just choose defence?
So I guess if we go back a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have known much about what the defence industry actually was. Probably led up to the internship I did over the summer, where I was given the opportunity to sort of learn a bit more about the defence industry. It sort of opened up the different opportunities so I could understand what it had to offer. And since there's, like you said, there's so many different opportunities within engineering, and the defence industry can cover a lot of that just in the one area. So there's so many different areas you can go within that. So I can move into that industry and then choose from there what I really want to go into. So it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And Georgia, what would you say to other young women who are considering a career in the defence industry?
Definitely give it a crack. Plain and simple, definitely give it a crack. By all means, it can be challenging at times, but every job is, no matter if you're in industry or if you're, you know, in an office every day, there's always going to be challenges. But I think that having that growth of females within the workplace is really beneficial. And by all means, I'd love to work with a few more females within the industry. I think it'd be a really collaborative workplace, and that would be great. Yeah,
it sounds so exciting. That's for sure. And there's a lot of myths to be busted within the industry too. Yeah.
Trade certificate, and, you know, now heading up security in the workplace and that sort of thing. These are very male-dominated industries, and hopefully, even if one female got involved because they see this, I'll be extremely ecstatic about that.
Yeah, same, absolutely. And then Jaden, as someone with such a strong STEM focus, what would you say about STEM-related opportunities in the defence industry? There's so many, isn't there? Like it's massive for the STEM-focused sort of students.
Yeah, like I said before, there are so many different opportunities you can go into with engineering. Not just engineering as well. There's all your maths, your science. There's so many different things you can go into. So it's definitely something to aim for. It's some exciting things to work with. There's great projects out there. It's enjoyable things to do.
Yeah, massive. And Georgia, what would you say is the most rewarding aspect of your job?
Definitely being involved in the amazing projects we've got going on. That's one side of things, but I've also been able to have the opportunity to implement full systems within the workplace, and being able to be given the opportunities to grow quite significantly within my career at such a young age. That has been outstanding opportunity to have, But I mean, how can you not get excited about working on some really awesome defence projects? None of that is mundane. It's all really cool and it's different every day.
Yeah, oh, totally. I can imagine it's just so much more exciting than some sort of office jobs you could be thrown into, that's for sure. Just by the looks of your background image, I'm just, yeah. That just speaks 1,000 words just there, doesn't it?
That's it.
Yeah. And Jayden, what would you say is the most rewarding aspect of your job?
I completely agree with that as well. There's just the kind of projects that we can work on are just so cool. We can work on things that are helping other people and we're enjoying it at the same time. It really can't get much better than that, can it?
No, that's it. So just finally, I'd like one piece of advice that you would share with those people listening today who are finding their place in the defence industry. Jayden, I'll start with you.
So I guess with an engineering focus, for any high school students, push through the math and science. It could be really hard when you're doing it. I know I found it very difficult, but it's worth it in the end. The kind of things you can do at the end of it make it all worth it. So it's worth pursuing it.
Yeah, totally. I know when I was in my maths classes, I was like, what am I doing all of this for?
Yeah.
That's a common thing. But
for sure.
it does pay off, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely worth it.
And what about yourself, Georgia? What advice would you give to students out there listening?
Well, coming from the other end of it, from the trade point of view, you can get into those hands-on roles within defence and be very much a part of the same projects as people through university in a different aspect, but also the fact that if you're still unsure about the career pathway you want to take, I think apprenticeships are a great way to start. You're getting paid to learn. You're getting that hands-on experience, but even if you just get an entry-level role within industry and you can grow your way up. I never thought that I would be in the role that I am today, 4 or 5 years ago. Get involved, see where it leads you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, your career journey is a really good example of, that non-traditional university path. Look at where it's led you, starting off, apprentice, and then it's really cool, and it just goes to show that you can really work your way up and go through different avenues. It's not that one size fits all. So we really appreciate your time today, guys. It was really interesting hearing both of your journeys so far, and we wish you all the best for your careers in the future.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
If we've learned anything today, it's that the defence industry is a rewarding, progressive and exciting sector that supports its young employees to move into the career that they want. Not only is there a huge scope of opportunity for you in South Australia's defence industry, but there are so many pathways that you can take to get there. Whether you're interested in on-the-job apprenticeship-based learning, getting a qualification through a training provider, or specialising with a university study, there's a job waiting for you in the defence industry. Visit findyourplacesa.com to explore your options and start your career journey now.